Welcome back, guys, to another RB match. This time we're in the Dewoitine D.520, one of the main fighters the French used in the Second World War against Germany. It was France's most advanced fighter. They had at the time it was perfectly capable of holding its own against the German Air Force. They just never had enough of them. They were put into service too late and in not sufficient numbers to have a real devastating impact on the German Air Force. Also had spinal suicer engine like G33 and MS-410, but the whole construction of it was more thought out and more streamlined. Overall, from my experience, the flight performance of this thing is not that much better than a VG-33. It's only a 2.7, so my VG-33 is 3.3 and this is 2.7, so it's not a big difference. And in terms of flight performance, I'm not even sure if this thing actually performs better than the VG-33. I don't really think it does, or at least they are pretty much the same. The only thing which is nice on the D520 is that it has 2,700 rounds of machine gun ammo, so 700 more than the VG, which can come to use when you have longer matches and if you can stay out a lot longer. In this match, I know that I am at a disadvantage here. We will probably get matched up against 109s, and we will definitely also have some MC-202s or something. And my French crews are not good. And in the night match, where in realistic at least, it is pretty important to have a good crew to actually spot something. You are at a disadvantage if you have a bad, fresh crew. But I will try to counteract it a bit with staying closer to friendly planes and using friendly bombers to spot for me. You have to work around it, or you have to use your spotting abilities from simulator matches to spot dots in the distance. But against the ground, it is insanely hard to spot planes in these night matches. As you can see, it does the D520 climbs decently. Climbing with the typhoons, we're slightly above the hurricanes. On the Allied team, it performs decently enough, let's say. But the F-109E and also the MC-202s, they definitely perform better. Here we spot Sunderland bomber spots the first enemy. In the night matches I'm always looking around a bit more because I'm always anxious that someone will jump on me. Continue to climb. This altitude is pretty much where the D520 likes to be. It's 5,000 meters. That's where the performance of this thing is pretty much at its best. This thing has a bigger problem with overheating though, compared to the previous fighter, the VG-33. And here comes the 109 along, which shoots the Wellington. And I try to intercept the 109 before it can inflict more damage. But then MC2 comes along. German one. Only get one slight hit in. Nothing critical. First I thought, yeah, let's continue. And attack the 202, but he dives away. I get a crit on the 109 and yeah, he burns out. 20mm on this thing definitely has good performance regarding to the damage if you have the stealth belts on it. Another 109 comes along and I evade it. Now I'm in a pretty bad situation here and L1 tank comes along. Normally I would fly away and not do this head on. But it is in this situation here with the 109 also here, if I evade and give the 109 even more altitude to play with, then I'm pretty much done for. And I know that I'm more maneuverable than the 109, so I just bait him to come lower and hope that my team does something. We get some hits on the 109. And the MS-410 shoots him down. So good teamwork here. And the MS-410 used that they have thrown down the Bf-109 a bit more to the low altitude, and then they shot him. Now I will have to return to base with a completely wrecked engine. Even have to glide for a bit, but I will be back later. Skip forward now. We see some action again. So, in the meantime, my team was also very busy, and this MS-410 did very well. Shot down another 109 and killed another HE-112 or something. I know from that there's a SM-79 around here, the battle where the battle takes place at A. And now we also see the AAA down there opening up. So I know that there's definitely a plane down here. I don't see it because of the bad lighting conditions and because of my very, very bad crew on this thing. I still don't know where he is. I'm looking around, don't see him. Now I see that he destroyed another target and he's flying right in front there. Trying to bomb the tanks. Picking up speed very quickly in this thing. Trying to evade the shooting from the bomber. And we knock him out. Really pleased with the performance of the 20 for the Hispano 4, of course. Now I again have engine damage, so watch out of this plane for getting shot in the engine. It definitely does not hold out to a lot of machine gun rounds. And I get jumped by an MC-202. I go negative, evade a bit, I crit the 202, and now I'm lacking the engine performance. Also, my engine is now in the orange already. I try to evade 202 and draw him down to help my team. If you're in a bad situation, always try to pull the enemy down. Enemies at low altitude have big problems. And doing negative maneuvers like I did here also helps a lot. You're fighting enemies with superior speed. Now using my better maneuverability, I hit him. Using the flaps to move around. Yeah, at this point the 202 he cannot wait. I have a lot of ammo left. This is the machine gun. And we get his wing. And again, I have to return to base because of the damaged engine. But it held up pretty well in the orange, so as long as the engine is not red, you will make it back to base. That's it for this match. The D.520. I hope this showed that can hold its own against other momentum planes as long as you are not alone. And you have superior maneuverability to most of the German aircraft that have a similar playstyle with this. Especially if you use the combat flaps, you can definitely outturn the 109s and the AC-202s. Mostly because of the your lower speed, you can do tighter turns, but you're also slower. So you have to find the advantages in the most French planes. With the exception of the VG-33, I haven't seen any that have no real downsides. They all have some good points and some bad points, as most planes have in this game, which is good. Don't like OP planes. So that's it for this game. We will try to look with on this D520 and see ya.